cutting. There you go. And then we would lift the piece over and then drop it at the chipper. Right? Alright, hey guys, it's Eric Pearson here. So I had a couple people want me to show the whole truck. So I'll do a walk around. I'm going to show you setup of the truck, some of the maintenance, and then some of the good, the ugly, and the advantages that I've had with this Grapple-Saw truck. Anyways, so this is a 2021 Peterbilt 365. I got the Tc-106, so that means it reaches 106 feet vertically. Horizontally, I believe it's 98 feet or 94. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. This truck's definitely all about setup. So you need to have the proper setup for the job, and that's probably the longest part about this truck is setup. But once you're set up, trees are gone in like no time. So yeah, I got there's 4 stabilizers on the sides here, and there's 1 stabilizer in the front. They're not outriggers, they're stabilizers. So basically full stance is 28.5 feet. The advantages to this truck is we can half jack them. So BIK, when it's fully extended 100% lifting capability, I can have lifting capability 360 around the truck. So let's say I have it set up where I'm on the side of the road and I'm on a ditch side here. Well, I can just stabilize straight beside the truck here and have 100% on this side here, and I'd still have 180. So basically lifting side of the truck, full capability. It's a huge advantage over a stick boom, I think. The disadvantage to this is I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, the disadvantage to it, these trucks have to be set up on flat ground. You can't set them up on hills. So if you're in a very hilly area, you got to really do a lot of cribbing to get the truck level. So the truck is the counterweight on this. So the stabilizers actually just stabilize the truck. Cribbing is always a good thing. So I got a bunch of 4x6 oak. So the shorter that the extensions on these stabilizers are, the more sturdy it is, because it's not kind of like a pogo, if that makes sense. So I'm going to start up the truck here and show you how the stabilizers come out and put the pads down, and then we'll work on talking about the boom, the K-boom there, and then we'll hook up one of the Grapple-Saw trucks and I'll show you how the controls work with that. We'll kind of go over that as well. So let's fire the truck up. Alright guys, so we're gonna engage the PTO, brake, PTO is on. Okay, so these are the 2 remotes for the Grapple-Saws. The 280 is the bigger, and 160 is the smaller head. Alright, so we'll just hook up the 160. I haven't used it in a while, so we'll play around with that. So now we're going to turn on our remote here. Alright, so you see on the controller 0%, so these are the readers on the cable. So basically we're going to lift this out of the pocket here and bring it over. Okay, we're clear of the stairs, we're going to bring it down now. I don't think we're gonna have full 100% here just because where I am. All right, so we're 90% out. 91%, so we'll just set it up there just because I have where the truck is. Put our outrigger, or sorry, stabilizer pad. So these guys in the back have a lock. You gotta unlock those. That's one thing you got to remember. All right. So these controls here, we'll put that guy out. So now that's 100%. On the back, they're shorter than the front stabilizer. I mean, this isn't all the way out either. We were 90%. Probably be end up right here if we did do it. But for the video, we're just gonna show you this part here. All right. Now we'll set up the other side. Actually, we'll pull the other pad here for the front stabilizer. Put you there. All right. So again, down. So this locks up here all the way over. So that's 100% there. Now you can see, oh, see, okay, so this is a problem that I've had before. 0%, so it's not reading on this. I'll just pull the back one out first. We'll just put it there. So I'm gonna bring it back in here. And I'm gonna set it up right beside the truck. I'm gonna lift the boom over this side and I don't want to block the neighbors. But see how tall this is now? This is where you need some cribbing out of the blocks. Just make it a little bit nicer, but because we're not lifting anything, this will be fine for today. Okay, now I want to talk about this issue here. So we'll shut the truck off. Okay, so this issue here I've had before. So this sensor is on the two front stabilizers. This pulls out. This tells you how far it comes. So this is my trick that's worked before. See if that helps read it. Oh, there you go. See? Perfect. So we got it red now. Okay, so we'll fix the issue. kind of happy that happened so I could show you. That's one of the issues I've had. It doesn't happen all the time. Not sure if anyone else has this issue. I'm assuming they do, but it's a pretty easy fix. Just a bad connection, something happens here. I had it one time happen after I washed the truck. All right, that might be too tall. So I mean, again, you're supposed to set up cribbing here. I'm just doing this to show you. So we'll start the truck up again. So this remote here controls this once it's pushed up for the stabilizer. Yeah, we might need to put some cribbing on the back one. Not bad. That's fully extended on the piston. But see how the truck's a bit this way? We're gonna put more weight on this and it'll lift off the suspension. So, put you back here. So, BIK designed these trucks. If you have like what I have right now, 90/28, the truck knows this with the stable, with it extended out. Okay, this is for the front stabilizer. Go. All right. So like I said earlier, they're engineered basically so it'll limit itself for 90% lifting capacity on this side now and 28% on that side. So it's freaking smart. It'll lock you out. Well, we'll do a walk around of the truck. So this is 100% out. That one's 90% out. Again, it's 28.5 feet stance overall. This is just short jacked here. You can come even closer if you'd like, if you're working around that side, which that's what we're gonna do. And then the front stabilizer here. This one, if you're working off the back for the counterweight, can come off the ground a bit sometimes, and that's just normal. As you kind of work the truck too, you should always check the stabilizers to make sure they're still firmly planted. You'll see a little bit of a gap here sometimes if you put the boom over the other side or the opposite, and if you tighten that up, you'll have a better stance on the truck. Okay, so now we're gonna start the truck back up and I'm going to unfold the boom here. All right. So turn the remote on. We're gonna put this into the boom. All right, F1 here. Selected. So piston 1, piston 2, piston 3. All right, so we'll go over that. So it's auto idle. So this is rotate, piston 1, piston 2. This is for the main to extend. This is for piston 3. For the jib to move up and down. This is the jib extension, and then this is for the grapple rotate and the grapple close. Okay, when we close the grapple, that's when we have control of these 3 buttons. So we got, this is for the cutter head on the grapple, This is for the tilt, and this is for the tilt. I believe this is tilt down, tilt up, or opposite. Well, I'll show you when we do it. So one thing, you've got to put the remote on for this. Maybe we'll show that after. Okay, so it's locked in right now, so we're going to start with piston 2. Pressurize the boom, okay? Now we can take piston 1 up to unfold it. So it idles up automatically as well with this auto idler. Alright, so we bring the piston 1 up. That's piston 1 here. Okay, so now we're clear. We can unfold piston 2. So there's piston 2 unfolding up here at the top. So some of the issues I've had okay, so see how there's a lock here. Sometimes it slides out on me, but just something to be aware of. So piston 2, all right. So now usually what we do, I'm gonna rewind this. Okay, so see how it's locked now in that black? No, it's not locked. Okay, there we go. So that's how it should usually be locked. Sometimes it unlocks on your unfold. So basically you got to bring the jib out, okay? Then you're bringing out your main, okay? And then this is piston 3 right here for the jib. So we'll bring down piston 1. I'm gonna bring it down to show you again. Okay, I'm gonna idle this down so you can hear me a little better. You can still kind of use it. All right, so piston 1, or sorry, rotate. So we got rotating the boom. Piston 1, that's that one here. Okay. And this is piston 2, so that's that one here. Okay, so now we got our main, this part here where piston 2 is connected, that slides out here. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extensions on this truck for your main. Okay, so we'll bring that back in. Again, paddle 4. Okay, paddle 5. This jib right here, okay? So main, jib. So we have pistons 3 here. There's 2 of them. So that moves up and down. You can actually pull this off. So if you look at the, here, I'll switch it around. So you see the top stands here? So you flip the jib, what I'm doing right now, you flip it right around and you can pull these off so you can get better lifting capacity. So off these holes here you can add your hooks, and it's 48,000 pounds, a little bit over, you can lift off of these right here. Obviously the closer you are, the more lifting capacity you have with this. I never pull it off because I don't need to lift that heavy with my truck. Like there's no, that's a big piece of wood. You don't need to. All right, so now we have on paddle 6, the jib that comes out. All right. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this. We're gonna turn it a bit so I don't hit the tree. I'm gonna shut the truck off here. So on the end of here, there's a manual jib. Okay, so when you go to add the grapple here, there's the hydraulic fittings. Okay, so that connects to the grapple. So you got to pull the manual jib out. It slides out. It's really, there we go. Okay, regular maintenance on this, you gotta grease the heck out of these. You use the lubricant here. So one thing that has broken, this is just a temporary fix. It had a leak here, it was kinked. I have a new line, so I'm gonna switch that today. So these two twin lines, that runs the head. So they're on the reel here. So I'm replacing that today. Another thing that I've had happen is on these tracks on the main, there's 7, I think. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 on that track on the main. So I had one of those lines blow, and because of that, I just replaced all of them. It was expensive, but I did that. I don't like breakdowns. So another thing that happened was when I first got the truck in March, we had a cylinder packing leak. So BIK was awesome with that. They came up from came up from Toronto, brought the truck back to BIK, and then they repacked all 5 cylinders for me. When I first got the truck. It was down maybe a week there. They brought it back. Been awesome ever since. Another thing that happened to the truck was there's these Teflon pads. I don't know if you'll be able to see them. Anyways, there's some wear pads up there. I've had those break off twice on me now. Just sliding pads, but that's a wear item. The one time I think they sent me the wrong pad by accident. I didn't realize I put it on, and then it worked for about a month and then broke off. A lot of grease points on this. You got to keep those greased up all the time. I mean, the longer you take care of this, or the better you take care of these trucks, they're gonna take care of you. That's how I think anyways. So we're going to put on the little grapple head, and I'll show you how that works. I'll fire the truck up again. So we'll bring the jib in. I'm gonna idle it up again. Oh, another thing, you always have to have the idle up when you're running the saw head. You never run it with low RPMs. So that line there, when it blew up on, it blew at a job site. So I was really stuck. Nowhere in town had one of those twin lines. So we spliced in just 2 fittings for now. That was on Friday. So it's Sunday right now. See how it's not really going on the track here. It's literally just a temporary fix until I got the hose to get the boom back in. So we got it. So that'll be today's project, switching that line out. It wasn't the most fun to switch, but you know, I'd rather be doing tree work. But that's part of owning the truck. Okay, here's another thing. So it's not 99% on piston 2. It's because you overextended the piston. You inverted it. So to get rid of that, bring it down. See, now watch it come down. Went from 99 to 12 now because I'm not inverted anymore. So if you play a little bit with the angles, I believe at 80% it starts giving you warnings, or 90% on your capacity. All right, let's go over the Grapple-Saw heads. All right, T10. Oh yeah, so we got ladders here. These are pretty cool. Makes it a little easier. Thought those were cool. So things I kind of added, custom fabricated. I made these because these were leaking here. Water into in there. I welded on some hooks, some D hooks here for the grapple heads. So I got an SG-160, SG-280. So this has a 25-inch bar. This has a 16-inch bar. This is nice to get into some of the pine trees. And then this one's nice to get into wood because I can flip wood. A better grapple for grab and stuff. This is nice and nimble, nice and light when you got to reach way over. So it's preference on it. I'm really happy I went with both of them. So some of the things I've had issues with is these hoses here, the fittings. I've had these leak a couple times on me. Whether it's just because the hydraulic lines are twisting when I go to plug it in or spinning. This one I had not had any leaks with this design. So yeah, another thing about these saw heads people don't know, so there's 2 remotes. All right, so SG-160 controls that guy, 280 controls this one. Okay, so you got to turn it on so it reads. So when you turn that on, it reads. It actually has a battery in here. Okay, and these batteries do not charge. So you got to pull these batteries out every now and then and charge them. So I actually don't have a battery in here right now. So I'll go grab one and show you how that connects. So they're just a little 12-volt battery. They're not a big deal. So what I like to do is I keep a spare. So I got 3 of them. So I keep a spare charged up all the time in the truck. And then when one dies, I'll flip it out and then switch it with the other one. So then I always have one charging on rotation that I know is charged fully. So I'll put this in the SG-160. There it is. Okay, now this just plugs in like this. Maybe put the panel back on. no big deal. So this is where the bar oil goes, and then oh, another thing I did is this is pretty slick. I don't know if you can tell in the video. I wasn't a huge fan of this, so I got bed liner to make this a lot grippier, so I can't slip up here. Just a lot nicer. That's one thing I added to the truck I thought it could have used. Another thing I seen online, really nice, is they put connect to the air tanks with an air gun, so you can blow off the controller and keep that nice and clean. And we blow off the heads all the time too. It's a little bit dirty, but so we'll disconnect this guy here. This is just for travel. I welded those guys on to make it a little bit nicer. And I thought of more storage for tools as well. Do that, and then this is on a chain. Okay, then disconnect this. All right, so we'll start up the truck again. So I'm gonna bring the jib down. So this is a nice design here. I really like this about the truck. So this plugs into here for the hydraulics here. Okay, so that's locked in now. So now I have control of the hydraulics with my panel. So this, again, grapple opens. So I open it up a little bit to get it connected. Another thing I like to do is idle it down when I do this connection, just so I have more finesse, if that makes sense, to get this on. Oh, doesn't matter because I gotta go down there anyways. Alright. So I know people use pins, but I'm not a huge fan of the pins, so I use safety wire. That's what we call it. Just a piece of wire here. And I find that really works. Oh, did I bring it? Yeah. All right, so we got the pin. Come down a bit more. Washer on. Nut. Just hand tight the hole somewhere. There it is. Alright. Then we just wrap the wire like so. I prefer this method. Only downfall I think is if that ever got caught on the hose, right? So we'll idle up. All right, so now we're gonna lift the jib. Okay, so we have the controller on that controls this. So now we'll bring this over. Down. Okay, we'll close it. Okay, so this is tilt up, tilt down. This doesn't work unless you're grabbing or closing. So again, open, it'll work. Closing, it'll work. Okay. So one thing I do use in here, maybe not in here, the guys put it. Maybe the other one. Oh, there it is. Okay, these yellow thingies, they're like tie straps. So we tie off this hose here so it's not so floppy. Put one down here. I've seen guys use belts too, and it's I feel like everyone has their own style. This has been working for us so far. And then I would tie another one up here in that hole, and that just keeps the hydraulic line from getting caught on branches here. Okay, so one thing about this saw head is it has, the hydraulics is a little bit weaker than the bigger guy. So when I'm grabbing branches, it always wants a tendency to tilt down because it takes the shock out of it. But I mean, again, it gets in tight spots, and you can get these branches to stand vertically and not move. I've seen a lot of guys flip them. You just got to cut smaller and have your counterweight proper. I mean, yes, you can just take a big branch and swing it into another tree if you have the room, but if it's a stone dead tree over the house, I find you grab it a little bit higher or smaller, and you'll have full control over the branch. It won't swing down, but you can swing it down once you get and rotate it. So I'll just show you how it rotates, opens up, and then we'll do a disconnection, or maybe I can see how far this reaches for you, and we can measure that out. Okay, so we'll get away from the truck here. So panel 7 rotates it, right? Continuous rotation. All right. So let's check the bar. So to do that, open it. There you go. So now you can check your bar tension, your chain tension on the bar, and that's how you tension it. There's 2 nuts, 30 mils, and you just unscrew that. You put a little bit of pressure on that, so that's good right there. You don't need anything more than that. And then so when you go to cut, you close onto the branch, and then you hold this button, and there you go. That's how she works. So again, we'll bring it down a little bit here. I'm gonna go grab a branch or a piece of wood or something to show you. So that's a piece of spruce. That's very soft wood, so it'll cut through real quick. Another thing you need to know a lot about these trucks is wood weights. Alright, so we're pinching. So if you can imagine, this is the branch we're taking, right? So we can tilt. Again, tilt. Oh, open. A little closer again. Alright, so now we're grabbing the branch. We will change this angle here. And we're cutting. There you go. And then we would lift the piece over and then drop it at the chipper. Right? Alright, for fun, let's see how far we can reach with this. So I'm set up in the front yard here. Let's see if we can reach that white birch. It'll be close. Again, as you use these, you'll know where you can get away with stuff, where you can't. So some of the training I took for this is I took my mobile crane course. So I have won the 25-ton ticket in Canada, or I guess should I say Ontario. And then we had guys flying from New Jersey Crane. Shout out to Hans, the owner, and Matt. That was our trainer. I would say they probably put me ahead 8 months of me screwing around, but that was part of the package with BIK. They actually sent out the training. I had the truck sitting in the yard for about a week before they could come. And because we're in Northern Ontario, of course it snowed, so Matt, we did the training in snow, and I learned a lot. Probably put me 8 months ahead, but I was a kid in a candy shop, basically wanting to play with this truck for a whole week, but they told me do not touch this truck until we get the training from New Jersey Crane, which highly suggest if you're gonna buy one of these trucks or any crane work at all, take the course. So we're actually gonna take another course with Devin from Sugarbush, and that's just the crane-based course, but he has a Grapple-Saw truck too. He has a Powfinger PK40, I believe, on a Freightliner. So yeah, he's very knowledgeable. Hans is very, like, the king at it, and Matt was awesome to deal with. So highly suggest if you're gonna get one of these trucks, you go check them out, take the course, or reach out to them at New Jersey Cranes. So we're gonna see how far this reaches. So the more I bring piston 1 down, the more reach I'll have, right? Because this brings it over. Now we'll extend the main. Hey Leo, how's it going? Yeah. So we're close. Not exactly, but I mean, obviously I'd set up the truck in this area here and be closer, but that's fully extended. So I mean, for my area, this truck's great for the lifting capability. Over a TC-104, I mean, the reason why I went with the TC-106 is I could use the big grapple head and still be all the way out on my full extension. Whereas TC-104, I don't know if they suggest using the 280. They go for a 220 with a 20-inch bar, which is it's good. I mean, I'm not denying it. It's obviously a huge different price point on the truck, but I'm happy I went with the TC-106 over the TC-104 because that was the other option I looked at. My biggest concern with the truck was the weight of it. So this is 53,000 pounds with nothing on it, just how it is. So with doing that, I mean, I was scared of driveways. That was a huge issue. I haven't had any issues with driveways as of yet. I mean, if I have any issues, I have plywood on another flat deck, but we really use these Terra pads a lot. Again, they're track mats, whatever you call them. They're 1/2 inch and they're good for 60 tons. So they're a little bit of setup, but they're great. I would highly suggest you get those if you own one of these trucks, or a stick boom in general. But yeah, so that's my truck, TC-106. I probably missed a bunch of stuff. If you have any questions, comment and I'll try to answer them for you. So now I'll fold up the truck, put the grapple saw back, and then I'm going to change that one line on the roller while I have the truck set up. Hey guys, if you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to our channel. We're going to be posting bi-weekly every Saturday.
So hit the like button.
Hit the like button.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. It's easy. Just do it. Just do it, man. Okay. Cut.